City. I had something to talk about, the presumptuous. I put the title and definition of presumptuous actually as my, I don't know, avatar picture or whatever. So you guys can read the definition upon starting this video, watching this video, and hear what subsequently I have to say in this video, which will be very quick. It's very easy to sum up. So I had somebody write a comment on an older video. I took screenshots of it and everything else or whatever. I'll divulge it to you guys a little bit later after I compile it together. You know, I do post it up. And based on, I guess, the live that I did earlier today, well, last night now, in front of Trump Tower, someone didn't like what I put up. They said that I was benefiting off of exploiting women. And I said, how the hell is that? When I'm like the one guy that has a reach and a channel as mine that bats for women all the time. And just because I'm divisive on one subject, now I'm out of the club. I'm out of the club now, y'all. You know, do not enter here any longer. So it's kind of like amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? That that quickly just gets switched up for nothing. For nothing. I'll stick by my adorations, I'll stick by my convictions, and I'll say it 1 to 2 million times again and again and again, right? This is the biggest thing. I not only think that I was correct on what I said last night about now the diminishing numbers in the African American population based off of utilization of abortion, specifically as a contraceptive, rather than a preventive measure or you know, not going into debt. So that is what you find definitive of that. Then I had someone else write a comment, and they said, hey, I had begging because I put my Cash App. I don't understand how that matriculates into that. You got to explain that to me or whatever. Then I had one other person say that I don't have any original videos. I said, really? Really? Like, I have 1.2K videos up on my channel. I have now, I'm entering having 10,000 followers. So I'm a mid-tier, you know what I mean? YouTube or whatever, YouTube mid-tier field. That's anything from 10 grand or 100,000, you know. I can live with that. Some people though, they get mad. And let me tell you the thing that stuck out the most out of all these people that were commenting on my page. See, I went through their pages individually before I blocked them. Oh no, I'm not going to argue with you, anything, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to argue with you for this very reason right here. Every last one of those people had one common denominator in common. Not only were they agitators, not only were they obnoxious, annoying, narcissistic, maybe or whatever. These people had one other trait in common. They all had 0 to no freaking followers. Nobody's listening to you. And it was the duration that they had the account active that was more startling than anything, because some of these people had their channels for like 8 years, 12 years. I see some of these people, 10 followers, 12 followers. And they have material up. Guess you didn't set the world on fire, huh? I know what comes with the territory here on YouTube. And I'll explain it very well. If I partner with Google AdSense, which I threw up a video, actually I did a live with it. I had my Google AdSense number, I got accepted with them. I enter in this number, and once that happens, it initiates Google, or Alphabet rather, the company, now running ads to my videos, multiple ads, all right? These multiple ads, I get what's called a CPM on it. That little CPM could be anywhere in the measurement of, I don't know, $2 or $3 all the way up to the metric of maybe $12, right? Theoretically. Everybody thinks it's based on views and subscribers. It's really not. It's really based on likes. Likes get you recommendations on this thing. That's why you guys see some of my videos will get 300,000, 400,000 views, and then some other ones will just get a couple thousand. You know what I mean? A couple hundred. It's all really dictated off of the like system rather than the views or whatever. You can have 1 million strangers watching the video, you know? Like most of the people that just recently subscribed to my channel, I don't these people that are familiar. I've never even seen them on the channel. Most of the people that come on in here, I recognize their names. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're familiar. They're always here. Right now, since it's a different time, I never usually go live this early. But I thought it'd be cool because I'm down here. Before I go home to Connecticut, I said, why not? You know what I mean? Plus, I can still make the grocery store, all that stuff or whatever before I go home. So that's a good thing right there. One of the funny things about it is, right? For someone to come on my channel and say, I make my money off of somehow downplaying women is completely untrue, fabricated, an attempt to assassinate my character, the little low, this low brow, okay? And for the female to say it, because I notice it's always females that are saying these vicious things, like, you're a victim, but at the same time, you're a victimizer because you like to say vicious things that you wouldn't say to the woman. You know, I've had some women say some things to me that you would think that I broke into their house and set the house on fire and stole all the money they saved up just in case an emergency happened. This off of simple, pure, simple, innocent interactions. You know, that's got to stop. It's really got to stop. So for you to create a narrative and throw it into a comment and leave it there and don't think I'm going to see it. I check my comments every day. I have YouTube Studio. So everything that comes through, I see it. You know what I mean? Everything that comes through, I see it. I can't believe a motherfucker, I'm sorry. I can't believe a motherfucker had the audacity to leave on my page as much as I talk about stuff about women on here. I talk more about supporting and advocating for the women than I do the dudes. And tonight when I was in front of Trump Tower when I did that live, I was talking about the dudes as well. I said the dudes are not innocent. These dudes have been out here 15, 20 years. They 35, 40 years old, still slinging loose D, still having side babies. They on side baby number 4. Yeah, you got a problem. You got a angle in this too, and that's black, white, and Spanish all together. The fuck out of here. You know how many guys I know in Connecticut that are Italian and Greek that got side babies? 2, 3, 4 baby moms. Fuck out of here. You kidding me here? I grew up on the shoreline most of my life, so trust me, I know. We got our townies and fuck ups out there in Connecticut too. Don't you believe nothing else. I'll tell you what, man. The guys, they had their part in it. The women, I think more so much premise is part of it to you because your advocacies allude to that. Your uterus itself alludes to that. You know, the choice of procreation voluntarily, not by other means that are, you know, sexual assault, things like that. We're talking about voluntarily, usually lead to procreation. So a young lady tonight came on my channel. She said she introduced the tone that men should go and have vasectomies, which vasectomies, they are reversible, but there's a high measure that they're not. And in certain cases, a lot of factors that fall into that, right? And so she said this as I guess an answer for some type of contraception, some type of preventiveness or whatever the case may be. And I had to remind her doing the live. You guys go back and watch it. Let's watch the one I did in front of Trump Tower tonight. I say to her, you know how many contraceptive options you have as a woman? I have one, a condom. That's it. That's all available to guys. I mean, if you want to go on a diaphragm, things like that or whatever, but women have, ultimately, I think it's like 7 or 8. 7 or 8, you know? So I'm like, okay, you know, as a woman, we all went to, you know, health class in 5th and 6th grade. We all learned about procreation. We all learned about sex. We all learned, this is basic grammar school shit, you know? We all went there. And what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to ignore that we had that time in school. We're supposed to ignore all this and say to ourselves, you know what? Forget all that. I'm so naive. I cannot come to the conclusion. If I let a man insert himself inside of me and he's raw dog, there's a possibility that I may have a child. And so when you got, listen, I danced on MTV for 2 years, right? Direct effects. MTV had one product to show one of the producers that was a part of our show, which is Bernard Murray. They produced a show called 16 and Pregnant. This show subsequently went for, I think, about 7 or 8 seasons. Some of the girls end up screwed up. Some of the girls were on side baby number 4, 5, or 6. So this happens in rural America. It happens out in Connecticut where I live at. It happens in white, black, Spanish. This is a unilateral problem, these side babies and young mothers. That's what I'm getting at here. This is not something that, it has no color. It has no social economic placement, nothing. Not even a mere 500-600 years ago, they would have called them bastard babies. They would have called them bastards. Now we're accepting of the behavior, whatever. So my little diatribe that I did earlier, I think this one particular woman that her name was Eve was upset for what I had to say. I'm sorry. I say it again. Even though abortion has been outlawed, which in my state, Connecticut, is not outlawed. Rhode Island, it's not outlawed. Even though it's been outlawed to whatever degree and measurements that is, this thing remains. A lot of states are not following with that. I just gave you 2 examples right there. Third thing is, funniest thing is, I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a allotment of people coming from different states to go to the states that are actually still remaining legal, especially here in the tri-state area. Which I don't know under what penal code that would even be executed to, come to some type of prosecution. I don't even think that would be cool to see some chick being hauled off the jail because she went to go get an abortion. Like, that's not the move you want to do. Like, whoever that guy is or girl is, they're going to have a hard time for the rest of their career. So please, don't be that person that does that, all right? Don't be that person that does that. I'm telling you, that will haunt you for the rest of your life. There's certain moments in media and like the YouTube world too here with us, that if somebody clips that the right way, that is your like staple it for the next couple of months, years, whatever the case may be. That's just how it is. I didn't want everybody was thinking I was Fall MC. Y'all remember that shit? I was like, no, I'm not him. I'm not him. But that was funny. I forgot what the guy's name is. Prophet Muscle, I think that's what his name is. His son, the bodybuilder dude. He had clipped the video and put it up and had my face in it. And we went back and forth or whatever. It was a respectable argument. That's what I liked about it. We kept it machismo, We didn't get to arguing and bickering and yelling at each other and all that. Oh, y'all do this to you or whatever. We talk like men. I was like, yo, listen, I am not this guy that you got up here. He was like, yo, you look like him. I'm like, no, that's not me. That's not me. So I filed a copyright claim or whatever, and I keep it a buck. I did, because it was my likeness. I could do that. You have a far better chance doing it with your likeness than you don't. It was freaking funny as hell, dude, because like, I've had people attacking me on my page for a minute. And the more followers I get, the worse it gets. Please stop following my page. I liked it better when I had less people, because when I had less people, I had less comments to filter. I had less people to give their erotic opinion or whatever. But to say something is insidious as the fact of, and this was a black woman, and that's what I say all the time. It's always like, I don't know, like black people have this like weird ass like fucking thing with them where they just like, they want to challenge each other but don't want to challenge anybody else. That's what Rizza Islam was talking about the other night. And that's why I had to pop that up in the clip. Because he said the same thing. If Rizza Islam and all those guys, they're doing wonderful things in like multiple different cities, rebuilding the cities, refurbishing homes, placing people in those homes, especially elderly people. There's a problem with elderly black people. A lot of people don't recognize it or not, but it's a big problem with elderly black people. They're ending up in like horrible situations. And, a lot of us with displaced families, a lot of these people have moved years ago. A lot of these people, the one common denominator that everybody's starting to see now is a lot of these people are ex-servicemen. And what happens, and I know this from being out on the shoreline out by Niantic, and Groton, which is not too far, we have a Navy base out there. And like those guys, they'll be from everywhere, Mississippi and Coast Guard. They'll be from everywhere, Mississippi, Alabama, you name it, they'll be from everywhere. And what happens is once they get discharged after, their commitment of 4 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be, they'll now become citizens of the local area. So now they'll live in Groton, they'll live in Norwich, they'll live over in Niantic, wherever. And they'll stay there, if not for years, until their elderly years at the most, right? So like, you'll have like a whole new populace. It's the same thing that happened with us out in Connecticut. We really took in like 25,000 fucking people from like both states, from Jersey and from New York. So it was fucking crazy, It really was. I'm just like, I'm like dumbfounded that chick. Yo, I don't know what it is. Like, people don't want to see you win. I think I might even change the title of this. Like, It is so fucking like this. Nobody, I don't know why nobody expresses this. It is so fucking hard to have. Like, I come from a family that I like to say that loved a lot. You know what I mean? Whatever that love was that was dispersed to us, it was great. You know what I mean? I miss my father all the time. Rest in peace to him. But I'll tell you this shit. Most people nowadays that are of color, they just like to attack each other, especially online. That's why I keep reverting back and saying what Rizza Islam said, because I said it 2 days before he said it on Corey Holcom's 5150 show. I said it right then. And these vloggers that are out here, they're perpetuating the lifestyle, they're perpetuating shit to, like, why don't you go in after those motherfuckers? There are some vloggers on here that said some nasty things, and they encourage other people to follow behind their little minions or whatever. That's why I'm glad my followers are not like any fucking minions. I got, in what, 2 days, 3 days, it'll be 10,000 people, 10K. And I'm just like, I never have had more nasty people come until I went like, started getting hundreds of thousands of views again. I'd rather, and I'll say it again, I'd rather prefer when it's like lower amount of followers versus a lot of followers. Like, I don't like, because it's too many people to keep up with, you know? And then like the person leaves a comment, now you got like 60 people agreeing with you. Now those 60 people might leave me. This is how temperamental these motherfuckers are. Hey, Annette, what's going on? Chi-Town in the building. Nothing, tired as hell. Tired as hell, but I went and filmed everything. I had a live up earlier. Make sure you go check that out. I went up by the old office where I used to work at, Bad Boy Worldwide offices, right across the street from the Ed Sullivan Theater, for y'all to hear this. I want y'all to go check that video out, because there was a whole homeless encampment built like literally right under the entranceway to the office. And I've been saying for a year now, many of y'all paying attention here, I've been saying for a year now, yo, you need to puff, you need to take the sign down off the building. It looks crazy. I've done like probably like 6 lives up there in front of that building. It's dilapidated. That's the problem, you know. And it's an office space that hasn't been leased, just like many of these empty ass shells of buildings is right now, that they're pretending they got tenants. Ain't nobody fucking coming here. Now, ain't nobody coming here realistically on a commercial leasing space for the next 4 to 5 years. Minimum. There's too many options that you can go digital. My whole shit is digital. I can go live from any fucking where. You know what I mean? About the stock, same fucking thing. I can do that anywhere. So it's like the freedom now is lessened the need for office space, in my opinion. It'll lessen even more as we move 3-4 years from now. My whole LLC, I for my shipping container homes, I tell you guys all the time, I did that online. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to put my foot back in my shoe. But I did the whole freaking thing online. I literally did with this company. They file it for you. The whole 9 of legitimate. Something y'all might want to do, whatever. Well, I don't think I'm saying this. Like, it hardened me to see all those people, like, literally. This is the brim, like it's a scaffolding that extends out, right? And then it's Bad Boy Entertainment on top of it. Then right below that, above the, almost what you would call an awning or something. Right on top of that, under that, excuse me, there was just people there. Like they were building a fire. I was like, wow. So that's why I put so much emphasis in telling this guy, hey, take the sign off the building. That Bad Boy Entertainment sign shouldn't even be up there anymore. It should be gone. It should have been gone 2 years ago, 3 years ago, really. Because the first time I went up there was before the pandemic started. And I was joking the first time, 2 times or whatever. And then I started looking around and I started seeing the litany of people that were just sitting there and they were just huddled up under that little space right there. And Mayor Adams, you got to get to work. You know, New York City had a guy, what was his name? Commissioner Stephen Banks. And he was in charge of all that homeless services thing and all that stuff or whatever. And the guy failed. They also were supposed to build up some more refurb and refurb a lot. Okay, They want to refurbish a couple, and then a couple want to be built from the ground up. So I want to be fair. But we're talking about refurbishment. My dad was in construction. You could refurb a place in under a year. And that the amount of, I think it was something like each one had 16 units. You know, you don't factor that in, a certificate of occupancy, zoning coming in, get it done within a year, easily. So, and most people, they want to minimize everything anyway. They're not going to go overboard. They're just going to go, just keep up the code, really. It never happened. Or the properties that they did refurb, they were very subtly refurbed or not completed, which is some more money wasted by the state of New York City and the rest of the tri-state for that matter. Hey, Ned Lamont. We got two guys out in Connecticut where I live at that went all out to Foxwood, yes they did, and said, we're going to take COVID-19 money and we're going to go fucking gamble at the casino, and those motherfuckers got caught. There's always somebody from New Haven County, one of those areas over there, always. Hartford County's the other one. I'm like, how disgusting. You took COVID-19 money and you went. Why wouldn't you think you would get caught at Foxwoods? Let me tell you, I don't care if it's sky entrance, summer entrance, winter entrance. I lived out in that area, okay? I live in Connecticut still. It's like anywhere you go in one of those, even when you're in the parking lot, you're on fucking camera. You don't think anybody's gonna pay attention that you came in there with a couple extra chips worth about $100,000, $200,000? Nobody, well, your broke ass usually comes in there with about under, let's say, a couple $1,000, maybe $2,000, $3,000. That's an acceptable amount to go to the casino, no? These guys were stealing. And there'll be more people, the state constituents, and Congress, well, I won't go as far as Congress, but definitely state reps or state constituency reps, and whatever form of fashion measurement their title goes to. This shit is sad, man. It's really sad. That was one of the things that happened in Connecticut, and I'm sure it'll come out sooner or later that happened in other cities or whatever. The only reason I bring that up is because of this. Those are the people embezzling money. Those are the people taking advantage of you. But yet and still, the only people you're trying to find out and point out is your own people. How come y'all ain't done going over there? I was in front of Trump Tower doing a fucking live today, right? How come none of y'all going over to Trump's page? Because Trump takes in millions in donations. How come none of y'all going over to Tucker Carlson's page? How come none of y'all going over to these far right-wingers pages like I keep suggesting? I go over there. Tonight when I was outside Trump Tower, I don't know if you guys peeped it or not, that was a Proud Boys flag on the back of that man's Jeep. I didn't give a fuck. He looked at me. I recognized him. He recognized me. Kept going. That's his political belief. I am no factor in this on either end of the spectrum, a proponent of Republicans or Democrats, especially in representation of my hue of my skin with Joe Biden. Not only that, Joe Biden's a fucking failure, like I said anyway. He's worse than, well, they compared him to Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter did one thing good. He had Habitat for Humanity. So I'm going to give Jimmy Carter that. Joe Biden, on the other hand, he ain't doing nothing but appoint a couple motherfuckers with campaign promises that they had prior. And now they left in the hands, and many people are not figuring it out yet, they left in the hands of a quote-unquote new black female justice. They left in the hands of her to now handle the order of abortion. That was a fucking jerk move right there if I'd ever seen one. I said, how the fuck did they pull that one off right there? If you're not paying attention to sequential order, this lady just got elected. I forgot what her name is. She seems like a nice lady with the glasses, dark skin, very pretty girl. She just got elected to her justice seat maybe a couple months ago, maybe 3-4 months ago, and elected as a federal judge. Justice Ito, who was the one that I think comprised this whole idea about this abortion situation, he somehow or another, I think what they know is what I know, because of the problems that, see, a lot of people don't talk about Clarence Thomas's wife, Jeannie Thompson, had a lot of problems. A lot of problems. She's made a lot of political statements. I won't consider to be right-wing, because I go to right-wingers pages. I have conversations with them openly. It's actually fucking hilarious. But yeah, I dare you to do the same. I've not seen one person that does the shit that I do. I was in front of fucking Trump Tower doing a live on election day. Those guys love me to death up there. I have conversations with them. I never have a problem with them. I used to live in a neighborhood, so it's not an issue. Good guys up there. I got to give it to them. They let me come up there. They let me film. They don't say anything to me. They don't bother me. They don't interrupt me. Tonight before I left tonight, the guy said, have a good one. You know, joking around with me. So, good guys. This is the thing, man. I came from a position tonight when I was talking about what I was talking about, and the young lady that left the comment in the comment section. I was coming from a position that I was saying how abortion continuously being used as a contraceptive, not as it being used as a preventative measure when a woman has been sexually assaulted or something like that. No. And I also said that I don't fall at either component or either end of the spectrum. But I will lean about 25% of the way, I will lean about 75% of the way, just until we get the numbers in order. You know, I told you earlier, if you didn't hear me, I'll say it again, and this young lady, she was trying to argue with this, but it's the truth. You've even had black agencies that are American agencies that have done the same demographics. I implore you to go look it up. Without abortion, the African-American population would have been somewhere projectively at about 35 to 43% of the population currently. And this is based off the longevity that black Americans have been here in this country. They've been here over 400 fucking years. They built the White House, you know, literally. So, projectively, without abortion, it would be 35 to 43% of the population. Whites number in is somewhere about 62% of the population. Notably, such those two populations would have projectively been more because they are the catalysts of this country. Them and the Indian American, of course, the catalysts of this country. So, if the projected number is 43%, and as they said right now in 2022, the spectrum is around about 15 to 16%, it would stand to say that abortion has had its effects as used as a contraceptive, not used as sexual assault, you know, and things of that nature in that line right there. Not talking about that line. That's at 25% that I'm skewed with, because I think any woman that's sexually assaulted should be able to properly be able to eradicate that situation, if you want to say. There was a time in the 1800s that abortion was illegal. It was called and looked at as seen as cruel and inhumane. And this is how the British looked at it, the French looked at it like this, the Germans specifically looked at it like this, and many other cultures outside of America. Everything from a coat hanger used and many other different methods that I'd rather not even discuss with you because it might make you vomit. But all these methods were used from 1700 something, in mostly Europe at first, Arab cultures as well. And I honestly and truthfully think they learned it from the Greeks initially. Now, if we run that all out in linear order, this abortion thing hasn't led and hasn't turned out very well as being used as a contraceptive. I want to underline that. It's being used as a contraceptive, not as being used as a preventative measure after a woman has been sexually assaulted. That's why I said 25% have a skew in. You understand? I got two sisters. So I want to make this very, very clear one time and one last time only. Stop being presumptuous or forcing your narrative upon somebody else and making it look like someone said something that they absolutely didn't say, ladies. Because when you need my help and when you need my back, and oh, trust me, it comes up. Oh, trust me, it comes up. When you need my help, which you may think you don't need my help, but you will need my help. You will need my help. I've proven that. You will need my help. I've uttered those words. There's nothing beautiful to say in those words. Oh, you will need my help. I'm a brother. Women always need help. Now, I hope that doesn't sound misogynistic. I hope that doesn't sound misogynistic to you misandrists. Isn't that ironic, right? Um, I don't like being put into places, spaces where I'm made to look out to be something that I'm not. I take up for women on my page. I've advocated for women on my page numerous times. I've had 2 and 3 hour discussions about women and women only on my page. And if you would just take, and I know I have a lot of videos up, but if you would just take the time to hit my name and hit my videos and look at the titles, you would be very, you would very easily decipher that quickly. Oh, this guy does advocate for women. So if you're one of my new viewers and you come on my page and you don't understand that, that means you haven't done enough investigation. That's not my fault. The fact that you haven't done your due diligence and you said to yourself, you know what, let me go on his page, see what type of material he has. You look at the last 3 or 4 uploads and you've got a whole theory-based idea and presumptuous about who I am. To figure out who I am, I told you on the videos. I tell you early on in the videos, you know why? Because being someone that was in this business before, I know this much. I'll tell you now myself, because that way I get to drive the narrative. This is why I've never done interviews with anybody. I've been offered thousands of dollars, as I can show y'all screenshots and videos I put up. I'm not here to tattletale with you, reminisce about stories that ain't none of your goddamn business or any of that other fucking fluky, sissy shit you guys do nowadays. That's what Restless Islam was talking about. This whole YouTube thing's been used as a vehicle for gossiping ass men and women, both alike, that would never ever be paid attention to in the normal world. And it's some of the most unaccomplished, babbling motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. I get thousands and hundreds of thousands of views only when I sit here and talk about somebody, or, you know what I mean, discuss something that's the latest whatever fuckery of the week. I get so tired of that, and I have to do it, because if I don't, I won't stay in the algorithm, and I won't get likes. And if I don't get likes, then nobody will watch my material, blah, 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 right? You become a digital slave to this shit. You didn't put up 3 videos today? All right, we're docking it. You know you got a quota. That's how YouTube works. Don't put up any videos for, like, say, a whole day, right? Like I did yesterday. You got to play catch up now. Like, I'm dead serious. So now you need to put up a minimum of at least 3 to 4 videos to play catch up here on YouTube. So now YouTube will reintroduce at least one of your videos as highly profitized. So, like, I have one video right now, it's like 341,000 in like 3 or 4 days, right? That video is being recommended to every fucking body. I don't know why. It's an old video. I don't give a shit about Vivica Fox. I don't like what Vivica Fox had to say about Kevin Samuels and his passing, mocking him and making fun of him, and almost encouraging other people to, you know, kind of do the same shit, you know? So, yeah, Vivica Fox is on my shit list. It always will be. And I hope Nick gets back to you. Fuck you for saying welcome to death for someone, especially someone in your own culture. You know, that has an evil way of coming back to people. I know there's some passage in the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, that speaks about you shouldn't apply people's deaths, things like that, of that nature, whatever. Sacrilegious. It's actually disrespectful as fuck too, to be quite honest with you. It's also disrespectful. So I'm not one that encourages it. I'm not one that, and there's been some female vloggers that have said some despicable things about men of color. I mean, despicable things. You know, like, here's the thing, right? I emphasize this all the time because it is a factor in the ways in. I grew up, not necessarily you want to say the birds, but we always grew up in like corporate apartments and shit like that. My mother, she was always on her shit, you know? That's just the woman she is. She likes to drive nice, she likes to ride nice, she likes to live nice. And my pop knew that. Everybody else on her side of the family knows that as well. And probably y'all got somebody in your families exactly the same. And my mother, she had a taste for, you know, nice things. She's always been like that. My mom made sure that we didn't have to live shitty. And I can appreciate that, even after she had left my father and everything like that. I can appreciate that. You know, I really can't. And growing up, whether it's in the South Connecticut or whether it's somewhere else, it's like growing up like that. One thing you notice is when you run and you come into interaction with people that have to grow up like that. That's not to put nobody back. But some people are so indoctrinated into having a worse situation, or my life is like that, so your life got to be like that too, based off skin color or the presumptuous tones that come with a lot of people of color. Like, we got to start getting into an ailment. Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second. Sean, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. That's this guy. Let me show y'all. Fuck that. He took up a lot of space. See that guy right there? He's got some kind of like cross slash bell slash, I don't know what it is. It's like a Jesus bell or something. That shit is loud as hell. It sounds like an old firehouse bell. Jesus Christ, that was loud. All right, I'm back. Jesus Christ. That one right there gave me a headache. Where were we at? We're talking about the whole abortion thing or whatever the case may be, where I was on that. I don't have kids. I put the D on the crap table a couple of nights. I think we all have as men, one time or another. I rolled the 7, luckily, boys. I rolled a couple of 7s, so I'm in the clear as far as I know, you know? I ain't got no stragglers, I ain't got no side babies, I ain't got no kids calling me up. Hey, did you know Brenda back in 1999 or 2003? She said I kind of look like you. Oh, no, we ain't got none of that shit going on. Fuck that. We ain't got none of that shit going on. I thank my father so much. That's one of the motherfucking things he taught me, if anything. Don't go out here having no side babies in the fucking way. Or to tarnish you for life. I know guys, I swear to God to you guys, that at the time in their 20s and early 30s, it's 5-10 years ago, these guys are fucking horrible. All right? And when I say fucking horrible, I mean fucking horrible. Like, they'll sit back and pretend and everything like that with you. These guys are just roughing it. Like, they're on kid number 3, kid number 4, just a different woman or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe it was my job and all that shit too. I might have had a lot to do with it, but for all the loose DI slang. But like I said, guys, we gotta stop acting like we was innocent. Like, a lot of us been out here slinging loose D for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Can we be honest here? Huh? I think that's a universal thing with men in general. Black, white, Spanish, all alike. A couple of us been out here slinging loose D for a couple of years out here. Proudly. And some of us have been lucky and rolled a 7, and some of us have been, well, unlucky. You got Brunhilde as a baby mama, Shaniqua, Maria, Gabby. I don't know what it is. Every woman I've ever met in my life named Gabby has been a complete asshole. All right? I probably know about 4 Gabbies in Connecticut, and every last one of them has always been an asshole. Swear to God, too. One of the things I tell you guys is this, man. This whole abortion argument and all these women commenting on my page or whatever about what I had to say or whatever, I'm staying right there. I'm adamant in my convictions. And if you don't like what I have to say, you can unsubscribe and fuck everybody and fuck you in your house. You know, that's how I feel about it. You don't have any right to come to me and tell me what I should put on my page. I work very hard on this page. That's why I have so many fucking followers. Especially if you've been on here 8 years. I took screenshots of every last one of you who's talking shit to you motherfuckers. You've been on YouTube for 8 years. You got material up, and you only got 12 followers and shit like that. And it all comes from a lack of consistency. Let's talk about that. I can't stand how people that have a lack of consistency always are judgmental the most out of people that do have consistency. You think I get hundreds of thousands of views? In the past 48 hours, I looked at YouTube Studio before I went on here. I got 264,000 views. All right, now I don't know how that spread between each video or whatever, but 264,000 views in 48 hours. That ain't easy to do here. All right, is that fair? Is that fucking fair there? So when I get somebody comes on my page and they tell me, oh, I shouldn't have this, I shouldn't have that. Look at my page consistently. There is not a day that goes by that there is not at least 3 to 4 new videos on my page. Whether you like those videos, whether you like the anything, the premise which is contained within those videos, whether you like me or not, and just follow me because you're a narcissist and you think you can control me by some hiffle-wiffle dude type of reverse psychology that comes from the dimes of a fucking 12th grader. It's not going to happen here, ladies. You can't run me, all right? I got 2 of the toughest sisters in the fucking world, all right? And if them chicks can't run me, you can't either. In fact, my oldest sister, who's my youngest sister, little does she know, I love you. I love you, sweetie. Our dad, I think he made us like that, you know, and my sisters are like that as well. My sisters are real, not mean women or hard women. They're just stern women, you know. Love you, Val. Love you, Rebecca. I'll tell you this fucking much, man. I'm a hard man around the edges or whatever. I'm also an articulated man and an accomplished man. Let's not leave that shit out. And I'll be damned if I have a motherfucker come on my page and leave a comment talking about what I should and shouldn't be doing with my page that I work hard every day for, that I raised up to 10,000 out of nothing. Nothing but myself. See, the difference between me and most of those people that were, if you're not following what I'm saying, is I went to each and every last one of those pages individually. It was all in totality. I think it was like 11 comments. They had all been left within the past 24 hours, maybe or so, because I didn't see them there earlier. With all those comments sitting up there or whatever, I had to come with the notion. I said, let me go to each individual page and see who's saying what and what they stand for, what they got going. So the majority, I'm going to say 60% of them, had no material whatsoever on their page. And that is ridiculous. If you've had an account for 12 years or 8 years, at this point, you're a voyeur, all right? You're just online and you're people what everybody else is doing, but you're not presenting and creating your material in a sense as yourself. I do edits. I went to school for digital media, right around the corner here, as a matter of fact, not too far from here. So it's like, when I have somebody come on my page and specifically try to like change the narrative and say and use the premise of women and say I'm sensationalizing women. How the fuck am I sensationalizing women when you can go right now on Instagram and there's at least, I can go through my feed on Instagram and that shit is like Pornhub. All right, seriously. I can go through my Instagram right now and it's like Pornhub. All right, and that's not what that's without exaggerating. There's a fucking OnlyFans link usually attached to it, or some type of cash exchange, whatever, attached along with it. Followed right here is Spanky Asses, OnlyFans, or whatever the case may be. You ever remember back in October when they was talking about shutting down OnlyFans? Oh, the chicks went wild. You shutting down OnlyFans, you motherfucker. This is how I make my living. No, this is how I make my living here on YouTube. And let me tell you something about YouTube, unlike OnlyFans. This year, as of January, President Biden made it so specific exchanges that we do monetarily using PayPal, now we have to fill out W-4 forms. Excuse me for the interruption. Unlike OnlyFans, PayPal, if you do business transactions, now you have to fill out, well, I had to fill out to continue to have the account because I have a business account on PayPal. You now have to fill out W-4s. On YouTube, if you're monetized by YouTube, the same thing as of January, according to Biden and his constituency to pass this, we had to fill out W-4s before we could continue utilizing the YouTube AdSense program if you haven't. I had to fill this out when I initially applied for AdSense, and that's why I had that number that I showed you guys on camera, whatever, that I've been accepted. Even though I'm very reluctant to do so, because like I told you guys before, once I do that, and I partner with them, they get to put up their own ads. You understand? So whatever they feel my material is condensed to, that's what they're going to put up ads. And some of those ads I may or may not agree with, You know, it might be something as simple as, hey, make sure you go get a COVID test. You know, it might be something, you know, make sure you go do this, you go do that. I am not in charge or any way can create or circumnavigate how the ads come up. And that's the problem I got, because I don't want to give people the fucking imagery that I'm saying something or I'm endorsing something that I'm not. That's the last thing I want, you know? So there's a CPM and a little broad base of money that they give you, because it really fluctuates anywhere between like $2 and $10, right? I think the most that anybody gets is like people like PewDiePie and Mr. Beast and what's this other guy's name? Jeffree Star. That motherfucker. Oh my God. Him and Mr. Beast. Their CPM is crazy. I think Mr. Beast's CPM is something like $23. It's fucking crazy. Even mine's high though. I'll project it. Mine's like $5 or something like that. So it's not bad. Who else is here? I was wondering what's that noise was. Yeah, it's early morning. That dude was ringing some bell or whatever. The security guard dude, he followed behind him to see what he was doing. It's wild, man, sometimes out here. But this is home, you know. We fucking hate hug each other. We fucking hate hug each other, you know. It's the city. It's the New York tri-state. You gotta love it here. Even though I'm back out in Connecticut, it's so fucking boring out there. That was the first thing. Can I just ramble about that for 5 minutes? I have never been so fucking bored in my fucking life. And I'm not shitting on my home. I swear to God, I'm not. I know it's just a setup and everything like that, but I am so fucking bored. That's why I elected myself. I said, you know what? I don't want to go home. Let me just stay. I can still go to my storage because I still got my storage down there. I decided not to bring all that shit out to Connecticut or whatever, so I still got my storage up by where I used to live up on 55th. It's like, you know, I'm just so fucking bored out in CT. I really am. You know, I'm in this fucking apartment all fucking day by myself. Well, I'm not in the apartment all day. I always go out, but, you know, once nighttime hits, you know, it is what it is. It is fucking boring, dude. Like, seriously, like, so fucking boring out there. And I try to do things, like I went to the beach the other day by myself. That was fucking cool. You'd be surprised how much shit you can do by yourself. Like, you know, that pandemic thing and the whole, you know, ideology, I guess, of solemnness and, you know, increased narcissism. That's evidently divulged on my fucking page here every day, right? I hate you for saying that. Fuck you. I'm like, wow. I don't even fucking know you. I've never been to Wisconsin. There's always people like that from Wisconsin, got 12 followers. I'm like, do you see how many fucking followers I have? I can lose fucking 1,000 of you. It wouldn't even fucking matter. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or advocate to anybody. Please don't unfollow. I'm just stating it. I mean, it's the fucking truth. Coming in my space and telling me how I should make money based on the retention and the ROI that I really should see for my investment is a big fuck you to me. And I say fuck you. And I'm really confused because most of those comments were from women of color, where you're advocating to me daily how rough your life is. Have you ever taken into consideration for 5 minutes how rough my fucking life is? Nah, it's not. But there are things that I come up against, you know, and that universally can't be ignored, of one common bond that we share in company, I say as men of color. And when you're out here enforcing narratives and enforcing ideals based on how your gender-specific thoughts are rendering at the moment based on a lot of added emotion, in my opinion. I grew up in a house with 3 motherfucking women. Don't tell me emotion don't come into play. I like this nail polish. You don't like it? It's cute. What do you mean you don't like fucking red? Fuck you. I've seen shit like that, you know? And you just walk off. Don't try to rationalize that shit. Don't try to ask any questions. Just walk off. She didn't like red nail polish as much as you thought she would. Anyway, all these emotional fucking additives that goes into these advocacies nowadays, you guys are gonna look back at half of this shit 3 to 5 to 10 years from now and be like, what the fuck are we talking about? And I'm talking about the guys too. It's some silly shit they advocate nowadays. Like, can I say this online? YouTube, please don't flag me. It's like really pussy. You know, like, it's really pussy. That's the best way I can put it. I'm sorry. It's like this feminization of guys nowadays and shit. Like, if all the guys become feminized, right? Say, like, okay, if Santa Claus showed up tomorrow, let's equate it to this. If Santa Claus showed up tomorrow and it's not Christmas, and he said, yo, where the fucking milk and cookies? Would you be prepared right now? Same thing holds that Russia came and invaded today. Would you be prepared right now as a guy ready to go to war? And I say within each demographic, whether it be black, Latin, or white, it would be a very minuscule amount that would be prepared, not only prepared, would be equipped enough and trained enough to go so and battle like that. You know, you got weekend warriors. All my uncles and all them, my great uncles specifically, especially, they were all military, all of them. You know, I learned how to load, reload a gun. I know how to clean a carbine. I know how to do all that shit for my uncles, you know. And we got 1,000,001 shooting ranges in Connecticut, a million of them. But that's not where I learned that. I learned this down south from these guys, all military guys, served, you know. The funny shit about it is, man, a lot of these guys that would be talking that war shit wouldn't really be prepared. You see some of the diligence that goes into these guys, because a lot of these guys, what happens is they're trained under ex-military men, you know. I could tell, like, the poses, the way they're pivoting, everything. They're trained by ex-military guys. So what happens is you get a dumbed-down version of military training, but you get it in multiples, and you can do some fine retuning on it or whatever. That's the shit you better be prepared for, especially with women. Because if I'm not protecting you and I'm not helping you, who is? Who will? I stand a better chance than the average you know? And that crazy. What are y'all doing on this early morning, this early Sunday, beautiful freaking morning with the nets and the bugs and the mosquitoes still rendering around in New York City? I'm chilling, man. I figured I'd go live. I never go live this early. I really don't. Because the people that listen to me are either up late night or midday. It never fails. So I'm hoping the rebroadcast, it'll be substantiate the views or whatever. So make sure you do that. Make sure you also donate the $ STRINGERBELL80. That's Stringer Bell 80 on Cash App. If you do not have Cash App, also in the description box is the PayPal link and also a GoFundMe link. You have to donate to that. Hit it up, man. Support it. I want to thank a few people that have donated to me, especially Ned. Thank you very freaking much. TMH Global, I didn't thank him properly enough. Amber, I think she donated. I want to thank her. And a few other people too. I can't think of everybody by name, but I will make sure I go and do a specific shout out to y'all or whatever for contributing to this channel and helping to motivate move. I came out tonight and I filmed so much shit. I'm probably going to film some more stuff before I leave and go back home. I got like all my camera equipment. You guys want to see some of my equipment I got with me? So I very rarely carry bags anymore because I'm tall, and one of the reasons I don't like getting bags usually because they always like end up having this long slack to them. You know what I mean? And that slack is like so annoying because I'm tall. So I found one that was short and compact and just happened to fit all this stuff. So I've got like my ring light right here. This is my ring light. This is I think this is like 60 inches right here. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I think this is like 60 inches when you spin it out. It's like, it's long, trust me. I think this is like one of the longest ones you can get. Then I have like this little freaking thing right here. I bought this for $2, believe it or not. I bought that for $2 and it works better than my regular dollar. Then this little speaker, believe it or not, this was on sale because they were going out of business. So I bought this like maybe 3 years ago. It was originally like $89. This thing is so freaking clear. I wish you guys could hear it. And then I have other lights. I think I got another light up in here. whatever. But I made all this stuff fit in here. I got wires everywhere. This is another light that I have. This fits on top of the camera or whatever. Let me see. I think I died out the battery or whatever. Yeah, the battery's dead. But basically, you would just ouch. You would click this button, and like the lights come on, and then you clip it on top of the phone or whatever. So that light, it takes AAA batteries. It'll last me probably like 2 hours before it starts dimming down, and you can do a one more mode after that. I usually try to keep it like I don't know, like a light fluorescent versus the high bright whites. When you do it with that, let me turn this back around. When you do it with the high bright whites, what happens is, if you're outside, it gives you like this real strong glare, and it's like, I don't know, like it's easier. Okay, most people say an overexposed picture, overexposed film is easier to correct than per se darkened footage. I've tried to fix color correct dark footage before, and that shit is the hardest thing ever. You can do it, but you better have like a good phone. Like I got a Samsung, so like we're in good business as far as the camera is concerned. The other one, the only one I would recommend after that would be any iPhone, but especially the latter iterations of the iPhone, because they all have the 4K sensor. That's the same thing with me. I have the 4K and the 8K sensor. So I can stream in 8K too, but it takes up a lot of fucking data. And I'm not doing that again. I didn't know it took up that much data. It takes up like a lot of micro data too. So like it's simultaneously like just collecting data over and over and over again. It's also being an expenditure engine of data too. So it's like I can't do this all day. Your ball gets fucking sky high. And not to mention like when I film in the 8K, another thing I don't like about it is the files are huge, man. Like I had one clip that was like 30 seconds long, and that shit was like 1.2 gigabytes. I was like, shit. And then you got to compress it down any damn way. So really, like, you might get 4K out of it. It better be 60, and you better be able to render it at 60. If you can't render it at 60, you just shot that high resolution for no fucking reason. Like really. I did it like 4 or 5 times, and I was forced to do it because I was like, well, I don't want to get rid of the footage. Ain't nothing worse than when you got to get rid of footage. That's why I always check it like 3 or 4 times before I leave the location or whatever the case may be, because you don't want to have fucked up footage and then have to go back and be like, damn, I wish I had that shot. Now I got to go all the way back, and you know what I mean? Next time I'll get it or whatever the case may be. I hate doing that stuff. So if I can get the footage right the first time, I try to get it right. About to hit the stores. All right, got you. I'm about to hit the stores too after I leave here. I got to get me another coffee in me, and I'll be all right. I've done this in multiple states, man, but not since I used to work with the fellas. Like, I think the most I've stayed up was 3 days in a row. That was when we were in, I think we were in Miami that year. We was either in Miami or somewhere else. I stayed up for 3 fucking days because the events went from day to day to day. I mean, I had like a little cat nap, an hour, 2 hours in between, but I was up literally for 3 fucking days. That was something, don't you know? I was like, that whole 3 days, I was like a zombie, like literally. But I'm used to it though. I'm used to it. Like, I think you have to like, another thing, like it gets real cold in Connecticut, right? Especially where I was at. I was on the shoreline. I'm more inland now in Stamford, but it gets fucking cold. And another thing that we have is like it'll snow one day, and then it'll snow on top of that snow 2 days later. Oh, we the king of that shit. You know what I mean? And now the shit under it's fucking ice. You come out. I literally fractured my elbow one time coming out of my friend's driveway one day. I've done all kinds. How you doing? I've done all kinds of shit on the ice out there. I swear to God to you. But yeah, seriously, I've done some real treading on the ice, CT. But fucking, I challenged myself, and I used to do it by going to the mail in shorts. I used to go to the mail in shorts when it was fucking freezing. And I said, this is to teach my body, if I get cold, if you get cold like this unexpectedly, could your body handle the temperature? So I used to go out repeatedly like that. And this, like, my body just got used to it. It's like sooner or later, your body gets so used to the cold that it ignores it. It senses. Like, your body has senses, believe it or not. And so it ignores it. It really literally ignores it, because I don't even get cold. I've done it a million times now. People think I'm crazy or something, but I'm like, it doesn't fucking bother me. You lived out there, or you've ever lived at, I'm gonna tell you another cold place that I've been to, Caribou, fucking Maine. I was out there with my friend Kyle, and it got fucking, what was it, 21 below? And that was the coldest shit I ever felt in my fucking life, I swear to God. Caribou, Maine. You have never felt a cold like that, where it's like this, the wind wasn't even blowing that fast. It was the wind chill that was killing. You understand what I'm saying? The wind probably might have been blowing, let's say a good maybe 15, 20 something miles per hour, and it still would have been hitting your face so hard, because that's how it did with me. I ended up having this, like, I don't know if you guys seen that gray hat I have. I had that on, and then I had the face wrap around my face or whatever. It was that fucking cold, man. Caribou, Maine. Not a place I suggest to move during the wintertime. Believe you me. Back on key here. Ladies, I am no one above anybody or reproach. Also, I am not one here to bash women, but I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you how it is. You don't like it, you like it, or whatever. But what you don't have the right to do is go on my page and leave comments repeatedly by multiple women, directing some type of narrative that's not there. That clearly, the thousands and thousands of people that watch my videos, they know this. So that's why I said this is somebody that's a new viewer. And I'm cool with that. I wear shorts all the time in the winter in Chicago. I have to stay cool at all times. Chicago's another one of them places. Chicago gets fucking cold. It's not colder, as cold as Connecticut, because it's the same thing. We're surrounded by water. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it in my old lives or whatever, but we're literally, where I used to live at, Niantic, New London area, we're literally by Long Island Sound. So you're coming in a channel from one, like it was called the Whaling City at one time. Well, you're coming in a channel of water, but it's opening up at the end into a channel of the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. There's a place, give me 1 second. There's a place in New London, at the piers there, it's called Amistad's Landing. And that's where the Amistad ship actually came in to port, right there, where they brought it into port, the Spanish slave ship. I went there before. I got video on there. We used to hang on that platform and go fishing. That whole, I don't know what you want to call it, but that whole seaside deck area right there is brand new. For people in Connecticut, you know what I'm talking about. That all is new for the past, damn, she's pretty. That's all brand new from the past, I don't know, maybe 15, maybe 12, 13 years. If you're a townie, you know. If you're a Connecticut townie, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about here. But yeah, it's further brand new, that whole dock area down there. But they renamed it Amistad's Landing because that's where the Amistad ship came in there, right there in New London, Connecticut. So I've been on that deck, and that waterway right there opens up to a channel. From that channel goes directly into the Atlantic Ocean. It's Long Island Sound. You know that whole area. Cross Sound Ferry goes over there. Orient Point, Martha's Vineyard. Went over there a million fucking times. Shout out to Jessica. Her parents used to own a crib over there. She's a fucking cool. It's one of our neighbors. But let me tell you guys. No matter how you try to pin it, ladies, if you're trying to demonize your own men, other men of other races pick up on that. And they now start looking at you in a different way. Kind of similar in taste and linear fashion to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, their situation, and how that got divulged and exposed for being a liar. So you cannot create narratives just because, you know what, I'm going to create a narrative and I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say today. I'm going to get 1,000 people to back up what I'm saying, whether it be false or true, whatever the case may be, and I'm going to exploit it all over this guy's page and hope in return that comment that I put down gets thousands of hits. I got one person on my page right now that left a comment, and the fucking comment's got 2.8K fucking likes. I don't know how that happened. But the video's got 241,000 views and it was put up like, I put it up like 9 days ago. I forgot all about it. It's about Vivica Fox. And I want to say something to somebody that's talking to me about the clips that I put up adjacent to my live. That's why I went live so many times today, because I wanted to be like, so mark me. I went live four times today. And there was a reason behind that, because for people that are new to my channel, I want you to see I consistently go live. I throw up the videos to kind of contribute to what I'm saying. So kind of look at them as a company video. A company video to a company. Look at it as a company video, so not only this. I don't want them to just embrace my ideals. I think that's the wrong way of putting it. But something that at least backs what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like what I'm saying is just frivolous. Nobody else is mentioning this shit. You know, one of the most weird, respected guys in the stratosphere, Mr. Islam, muttered the same exact words that I muttered on my podcast, not even 2 days before that, on last Sunday, as a matter of fact. And he said what he said on Tuesday. And he was talking about the bloggers or whatever. And that's why I said I got a big problem right now with a lot of these bloggers that are trying to pivot either side or whatever the case may be of this whole abortion debate. Scary, man, scary. All right, guys, I'm going to get a coffee here. I'm going to give me a coffee in me. Wait for the store to open. I might, if I got enough energy, go back to Brooklyn and do my own little dance routine or whatever. You hear the voices in the background of some of my African brothers and sisters having a conversation. I used to do the same work they did. I did that for them and I couldn't do it. It's very nerve-wracking, selling the freaking tickets. Salute to them putting in work early in the morning. What are you guys doing today, man? Later than that, I ain't getting off here yet. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit up the Cash App. $STRINGERBELL80. That's Stringerbell80. Respect my channel, man. Respect my channel. I have too many followers now for people to not donate to see that I'm like literally on here daily. Like, it's crazy. Y'all want to take a walk with me? I'm going to go get a coffee. Let's take a walk. I'm going to get a coffee, wake up a little bit, because I am not going back to Connecticut right now. So take a walk with me. I think we charged up here. Yeah, we're charging up anyway. All right, so this is the thing here, right? Oh my God, I need a fucking coffee. Y'all make sure to hit up the Cash App, man. $STRINGERBELL80. It's get me a coffee time. You guys want me to keep on talking on here online? Let's do something where it's frivolous. We're just talking, having a conversation. You know what I mean? I like those type of things a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Let's walk and let's go this way because that's loud. I like to have conversations with people, whatever. I'm going to go this way, guys, because this guy's this machine over there. I think he's cleaning the streets and it's extremely loud. You ain't going to be able to hear me. Sometimes I like just getting on here and just frivolously talking about shit. I don't even care what it's about, whatever. And we work it into the conversation. So this is one of those freestyle episodes, if you want to say, while I walk through New York. You guys want to see a little New York right here? Here you go. Hold on. Let me turn this around. That's my charger pack right there. So y'all pardon me. Hold on. Let me get this fixed up. I'm not sure what this is right here. There's some advertising. Usually I have movie pictures right there. I don't see any movie pictures up there this time. Like this whole billboard will just be about some new movie they have out or whatever. For you guys that don't live in the New York City area, you get to see some New York City traffic. I'm tempted to go get me a coffee. I shouldn't have bought. Listen, you know what pisses me off? I bought more camera equipment than I needed. For real. So I got this shit on one shoulder. I took it back to high school. I got it on one shoulder right now because I'm like, yo, I think the heaviest thing in here is really the light. That's the heaviest thing. You still there? Good shit. Everybody make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. That's Stringerbell80. And let me know if you said something so I can thank you live online instead of having to do it after. I like to thank people live online because when they do the rebroadcast, they'll be it that way, at least be able to hear their name and be able to pinpoint what their name is or the timestamp or some device of your own. I don't know. But I like to do that. I like to recognize people when they donate to me. I like to recognize people when they have good things to say, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of people on my channel that have good positive shit to say. It's you motherfuckers have been coming for the past 3 or 4 weeks now. That's the problem. Those guys are the problem. You can't just run around and, being on YouTube is like kind of like the Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying? You got posses on here trying to take down other YouTubers. You got people on here that ain't never happened. You got people on here that's like this notorious for doing whatever they're doing. And the thing about it, like, it's not that serious. Go ahead. It's not that fucking serious. It really isn't. And these guys, they just go at it so much that it's just like, yo, give me 5 minutes to breathe. Give me 5 seconds to say something. You know what I mean? They won't even do that. Like today, like I said before, today, when I got attacked earlier for nothing, I'm like, I'm taking up for women. Don't you get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense for me to do anything less than that. It doesn't benefit me at all. Either way of the spectrum, but I do it voluntarily because that's what I'm supposed to do as a guy, I'm supposed to take, that's what I think anyway, It backfires on you sometimes. And that's what happened today. It backfired on me. And like I said, when I started doing the live, I didn't want to do it at first in the first place because I was like, you know what, this is going to backfire on me somehow. God damn it, it did. Just like that. It backfired on me. So I got to learn now, but when I have these conversations and I'm going to talk about certain things, I got to make sure to do it in the guise of I'm just neutral about the whole thing, And if I got to play it like that, then so be it. I really don't want to play it like that, but at the same time, hey, what the fuck am I going to do, right? I've never been attacked on my own damn page for taking up for sisters. That's some funny shit right there. That is hilarious getting that attack from like our own women. That's just, I don't know. It's just low brow, man. That's just low brow. How's everybody doing this morning? Y'all checking in, man. Tell me you here. Tell me your name. Give me a shout, man. We just rocking out. We just freestyling whatever this morning. That's it. We really ain't on nothing. I just talked about a couple things I've seen today, being back down here in New York, and it's just like, I don't like it, like, I went up to the old office where I used to work at Bad Boy, and there was a homeless encampment up there, like literally a homeless encampment, you know what I'm saying? Like facts, and like, it was just scary because these people are down there building fires and stuff, and I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, and there was nothing I could say. There was nothing I could say. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna say, hey, you guys gotta move away from here. Picture that one right there. I go up to these guys again. These guys had a hold of me, beat it, They're fucking right. Not me. I'm not doing that. People that do stuff like that and play hero like that, things happen to them, No, not this guy. What are you guys doing this morning? Anybody praising the Lord? Anybody going to church this morning? Y'all going to church this morning? Stop lying. Ain't nobody in YouTube going to church. You evil fuckers on here. That's shit you leave on my page. You're exploiting women. I'm not exploiting women. There's fucking 30 of my posts are about women and supporting women. Oh, fuck out of here. It always takes that one person, that one asshole, right? Wants to come on there, say what they want to say. I can say what I want to say. No, you fucking can't. Block and report. Fuck you. You're not going to say what you want to say on my page. And the reason I emphasize and put that out there is because I don't do that to women. I really don't. I don't go to women's pages fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? What did I get out of that? I look like a fucking punk. It's crazy shit. Y'all give me 2 seconds. I gotta send myself a couple dollars so I can get something to eat. I'm fucking starving. All this shit looks nasty, right? Like, look at this shit. Although this shit look nasty, but like, so y'all know that I ain't joking about the prices. So if y'all want to hit it up, it's $STRINGERBELL80 or PayPal link, or you can use the GoFundMe. This shit is expensive as hell, right? You walk out this motherfucker, like, yes, this again, they got me again. Y'all give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna send myself like $5 or something. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Had to give me a sandwich or something. All right, so I got a coffee. I need a fucking sandwich or something, right? Sausage biscuit, man. Yo, all this stuff on it. Look at this shit right here, right? Look at this shit. All this shit looks disgusting. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it. I'm like, fuck, I know those eggs are not real. I saw a documentary about that. Those eggs are not real. Oh, man. All right, we're going to do we're just going to do some fucking, I don't eat this shit. I used to love McDonald's when I was a kid. Y'all love McDonald's too? Now I can't stand that shit. I think my palate has changed or something, like my taste or whatever. As an adult, I ain't trying to say this shit ain't good no more. You know what I mean? But teach his own. So I eat this shit nowadays. Bills. What they got for bills? 2 for $4. What's the $3.99 buckle? What the fuck? That's not available. What's the $3 breakfast buckle? I mean, chicken biscuit. I wonder if that chicken's real. Y'all gotta have some fun and just rock out with me or whatever. I'm just trying to see what I can do here or whatever. Type in any questions. Get interactive with me. Don't just sit here and watch me. Get interactive with me. I hate when people just sit there and they don't say anything. Like, you guys are here, get interactive with me. Ask me anything you want to in the chat, etc., etc., etc. Like, let's have a conversation. I'm not like, I don't know, beyond reproach. You can ask me stuff. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you donate $STRINGERBELL80. Help me exploit women more. That's so fucking funny as hell. She said, you exploit women. I'm like, fuck you. I wrote that too. She's going to see that even in the responses, even though she can't respond back to it. I just put F you. What are you, some kind of communist or something? You come to people's pages and tell them how they can run their page? Fuck you. It is like weird, like this, that's like kind of Nazi-ish. Like, am I going too far? That's kind of Nazi-ish. Like, I don't know. It had Nazi, let's say it's got some Nazi tones to it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go over here because I said so. Like, bitch, who are you talking to? Like, you must not know. I come from an era where we used to cuss out bitches. Shut up, bitch. For real. That's where the age I come from, you know? So, when I hear some woman say some stupid shit like that, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you crazy? You know, like, fucking crazy. Look, let me tell you something. Ladies, you should start saying that to other women. Shut up, bitch. Like, especially when they say something stupid. Tearing down and taking away abortion is going to stop our reproductive rights when you got 7 different reasons to have reproductive alternatives now. 7 different ones. It's fucking crazy. I'm trying to figure this shit out, guys. I hit view my order to go. So if y'all see me looking all retarded, that's why. I'm trying to figure out how to do this goddamn thing. And then all of them, yeah, most of them are similar. I ain't gonna say that. I don't think I'm gonna do the sandwiches. That's just not for me. That sounds like Barf Day revival. You know what I mean? So we're gonna pass on the sandwiches. We'll just do the cafe. The cafe. I'm in fucking McDonald's. These little kiosk things or whatever. Totally fucked up the whole industry. Now that, you know, they say it's for convenience. I think it took away from having people at the counter. You know that shit? You can't even, down here, let me tell you something. You can't even go to the fucking Subway and interact with anybody, don't you know? They got them all halfway closed. Yeah. I'm gonna take you guys on a subway ride with me in a little bit too. Make that dope for y'all, whatever. Don't say I don't provide footage. I provide the dopest footage. After I edited up what I filmed last night with all this goddamn camera equipment I got with me, I ain't never bringing this much shit with me again. I bought dollies I didn't need and shit. Like I bought like 2 fucking what's names or whatever. This one I did of this diner in Brooklyn came out so fucking beautiful. It's down there by Long Island University. I had to catch that at night. Some things in New York, hold on one second, we fix this camera. Some things in New York, or this like in general, they look better when they're filmed at night. Like you guys ever get a photography or whatever the case may be, like shit looks way better at night. Trust me. I went up to Trump Tower earlier tonight. I did a live up there, and I was talking about the repercussions of abortion in the United States, whatever particularly pertains to black and Latin women. And I got attacked. I was called a misogynist by a misandrist. I was called a misogynist by a misandrist. Funniest shit ever. That's it's she was one out of what 10,000 something people on my page. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I just don't like when people put out certain narratives or whatever the case may be is, and now you're judged upon the merit of those narratives produced solely by someone else. Like, this is crazy, man. It's scary too. Anyway, what are you guys doing this morning? Anybody going to church? Going to praise the Lord? My paper has nothing on it, literally. I had coffee and Jesus Christ, what is it? Strawberry. Yeah, 2 of them. Strawberry and something that you have something mixed with it, something like that. This is like 4 sugars. This is like 4 sugars and it's milk.
Yes, 4 sugars, 4 milk. Yes, receipt and cream. 2 cream, 4 sugar.
What you got now?
2 cream, 4 sugar.
Yeah. Thank you.
286.
All right, I'm back, guys. Hey, give me some goddamn coffee and wake up, huh? Let's wake up. Let's get up. Got big things to do today. Going to Trader Joe's. I got a fucking boring life, I swear to God. Oh shit, this heavy ass fucking door. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to get some coffee because if I don't have coffee, I am one grumpy motherfucker. So, got some coffee in me. Gonna wake up here a little bit. I mean, what's wrong? What could be wrong? I'm gonna be entirely exhausted when I get back to Connecticut, but I don't give a shit. It was worth it for the day. It was worth it for the day. Give me 2 seconds, guys, all right? Let's sit this down. Hey, all right, I'm back. Had to give me some coffee in me. Usually at home, I would have had coffee. I'll walk out the door and I've had coffee like 2 hours ago. But I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this one place right here as much as I like my place. And I gotta stop drinking Starbucks. That shit makes me feel like I'm having a fucking heart attack. I swear to God. I drank some Starbucks coffee. What are they putting in that stuff? Huh? Like heroin or some shit's in that shit. You guys gonna rock with me while I eat my little apple pies or whatever the case may be. Courtesy of Mick fucking Donald's. But I don't know, I just didn't trust those sandwiches. I don't know, I don't trust eating that stuff. I don't know, like, you guys ever see me eat? I'm like a health food nut, like, you know what I mean? I really am. Kale, shit like that, I buy it on the regular. I'm always eating salads, hummus, shit like that or whatever. I got one of these apple pies, but it's not apple, it's actually some other shit. It's like strawberry and something else or whatever. So we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna do my own version of bussin'. or disgusting. All right, so we're trying to strawberry guava. I think that's what it is. Huh. Okay, let me tell you something, right? Can y'all see that? Y'all see how that's this moment? This is good. This is really good. It tastes way better than it sounded. The cream filling actually tastes like cream cheese. The strawberry filling tastes like fig Newt. I think that might be why it's so good. The strawberry filling tastes kind of like fig Newt, like a strawberry fig Newt. Yeah, that's what I say, strawberry fig Newt. This is good. Strawberry guava hot. Busted. Definitely busted. Likes it. I always want to work that in. Busted or disgusted. That was actually busted. I like that. Now, would I eat these every day? Of course not. Hell no. But every now and then, once a week or something like that, I can see that. I definitely wouldn't eat this every day. The cream alone has probably got so much added sugars and jellies and enzymes from the jellies and the sugar. That probably could add on 10 pounds to you already. But it tastes good. It tastes good. I am not interested in anything that's going on currently in the whole stratosphere of I'm not interested in anything in the whole stratosphere of media right now. I think there's bigger problems to address. I compare this, I'll say it again, I compare this whole argument about abortion, I compare it to girls that were upset when OnlyFans was getting ready to end. It was like, yo, well, they took away OnlyFans, but there's still mini vids. You still got options, you know what I mean? As silly of a conversation as that sounds, right? Silly as a conversation as that sounds. OnlyFans. The girls were mad when they thought Y'all don't remember that back in October? OnlyFans made an announcement that we're going to shut it down. The Wretched Club bitches came together. They said, oh, no, this can't happen. You're taking away my monetary gain. My livelihood is my livelihood is dependent on that OnlyFans page. It's crazy. You know, the OnlyFans girls ain't even got to look no more. They just OnlyFans girls. Shout out to Fresh and Fit, man. Fresh and Fit podcast. Shout out to Donovan Sharp. Shout out to Crimson Cure. Shout out to Tanika. Yeah, I ain't even got a color or anything no more. You feel me? That's a fact. Alright, guys, I'm gonna get up off of here. I think I'm gonna go to Brooklyn. Yeah, I think I might go to Brooklyn because I could crash in Brooklyn for like 2 or 3 hours. I don't want to go home yet, but at the same time, I'm fucking tired. But I don't want to go home because I know if I can go home, I'm gonna lay down and I'm not gonna wake up for a minute. And it's best if I do that tomorrow afternoon. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. I don't want to do that right now. I've been having a good day today. You know what I mean? I've been chilling. I've been rocking out by myself. Got a lot of film work done. I'm going to do some more today. I still got I ain't got all my equipment, but I got a good enough amount of equipment with me. There's other things. I don't even need the light. I don't even know why I bought the light. That was a bad idea. I think that light the speaker is like the heaviest thing in that freaking bag, and I'm just towing it. That's what I needed was this coffee to wake me the fuck up. I just had a coffee earlier, but sometimes I get a second one. Add a little perk. Perking your smirk. Perking your smirk. That sounded moist as hell, right? That's a perking your smirk. I hate quirky little phrases like that. So sometimes it can be cute and funny. Most of the time it isn't. Sometimes it can. What are you guys doing this morning? Anybody going to church this morning? I always like to say that because so many of y'all always talk about praise God. No damn way you don't believe in God. The way you carry yourself show you don't believe in God. Any of y'all going to church this morning? Any of y'all? Y'all going to church this morning? Praise the Lord. With your heathen asses. First day first, anybody in this chat room or anybody on YouTube, I hear about going to church, somebody they go to church and they're a devout Christian, please keep in mind that you just broke one of the largest tenets in the Bible, which is gossiping. Oh, there's a whole passage for that shit, and it's mentioned like something like 36 times in the Bible, gossiping. One of the best passages about it, that will not covet thy neighbor. Gossiping. You get to the pearly gates or whatever, and there's a decision to be made about you, right? And then all of a sudden comes up with your fucking frequent activity was on YouTube. And Jesus is like, no! You slandered and gossiped and frolicked amongst the heathens. That's a funny thing. We never know how the fuck we can get into heaven, huh? Ain't nobody successfully came back and told us what happens. So what is Jesus really like? Oh shit, I can't come back and tell you. It's against the rules. Likely and gladly so. I think if you told people what it was like in the afterlife, they would lose their mind. Either out of pure, sheer horror, surprise, or just a presumptuousness that they would make it themselves. You know, a lot of people think they can buy their way into heaven. Oh, trust me on that much. This is how cults and all them, this is how they get funded. David Koresh, many others. Who else? Jim Jones, Heaven's Gate. But this is how all of them get funded right there. They used to have, they had a movie, I forgot what the name of it was, The Car Wash. That was probably one of those first movies I watched. I watched that on a rerun. I think the first time I watched it was maybe 1994, 95 or somewhere around there. And I remember this movie because they had this character in there named Daddy Rich, right? He was a character in the movie. He was played by Richard Pryor. And Daddy Rich went and collected money, and he was one of those rolling pastors, you know what I mean? Kind of equated to like basically what a lot of YouTubers are nowadays, rolling pastors, you know, tree stump preachers. Tree stump preachers. They used to be right in Harlem like that. Malcolm X was one of them. Al Sharpton, he was another one of them. Tree stump preachers, they called them. Comes really from the wagon trails and the Mormons. The tree stump preachers, they'd stand on top of a hollowed out tree stump or tree stump period, and they preach because they'd be elevated. Elevation is a conjuring where you can actually make people listen to you. The taller you are, the better off it works. The shorter you are, the harder it is. But the taller you are, the better off it works for you. You look at most evangelists that have been highly successful, all of them have one thing in common. They're all very tall men. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all going to church this morning? Y'all heathens on YouTube here. You vile people. Are you going on to to church this morning and praise the Lord with your heathen, despicable asses. I swear to God, I cuss every last one of y'all out my chat room for somebody who was going to church this morning. All the stuff we be seeing on here on YouTube. You tell me you going to church this morning, I'll laugh at you. I wouldn't enter them doors if I was you if you was going to church this Sunday morning. Oh, we do a lot of gossiping, we do a lot of dissing, we do a lot of talking about each other. I got assaulted 4 times for taking up for women tonight on my podcast. I got assaulted for taking up for women and not advocating vasectomies, evidently. I didn't advocate vasectomies. So as an alternative for contraception that a lady suggested tonight earlier on my live I did for Trump Tower. It was fucking hilarious. People have a notion, especially ladies have a notion of coming online saying some wild shit. And I'm just telling you, ladies, see, I'm a nice guy. I try to be a gentleman here. I try not to be too abrasive. Usually my protocol is I just block you. I block you. If the problem is too strenuous, what I'll do after that is I'll flag your post. I don't make it a thing to like go back and forth with people. And I went back and forth with the best of them. Toxic Diamond, Storm Monroe. I won't say Tasha K, but Tasha K's fans. 4 or 5 of those fake accounts were definitely Cynthia G. I went to toe-to-toe with a lot of them, you know? So I know what happened. It was Tokyo Tony's video that got me banned for 30 days for streaming. That pissed me off so much. Because it was from Tokyo Tony's perspective, the actual live. It wasn't from Tasha K's perspective, which the footage that originally was out there was. So it was special. And somebody came in and flagged it, and I was like, you motherfucker, you. You evil fucker. They flagged me something good, man. I was like, wow, really? So it was like 30 days I couldn't stream, I couldn't do nothing. I just sucked. I had to upload videos over and over. Oh my God, that became so tedious. When you gotta edit videos versus going live sometimes, and sometimes I could just, give me 1 second, y'all, I'm doing something. Most of the time I can go live and I can like, even if I gotta freestyle it a little bit, I can usually get to the premise of the story or whatever. When I'm doing uploads, it's totally different. I have to preordain everything that I'm doing, compile it, mix it, do the edits on the freaking audio. I fix the audio. It's so much that goes into when I'm fixing these videos, putting these videos together. So that whole month that I couldn't go live on here with you guys, that was like the worst month ever. And one of the specific reasons why it was like the worst month ever was because like it was just dormant on my channel. It was boring. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't get responses the way I wanted to or usually did. Most of the people that were responding to me were people that consistently always did the same anyway. So that didn't matter. So it was like, oh man, I wasn't reaching any new people. I'm glad that I'm reaching new people now, but if you come into my channel, please be reminded, be respectful over here. That's all. Don't tell me what the fuck I should be doing. You only got 12 followers and you've been on YouTube for 8 years. You're talking to a guy's reaching 10K and doing about 200 something, 264,000 views in 48 hours consistently. You don't get that from just doing uploads. You get that from freaking going live and talking. And sometimes I get on here and I talk about absolutely nothing because I like those times better because people are naturally themselves. We don't have a premise to build on. Yo, so-and-so got arrested for this, or so-and-so got killed for this, or so-and-so is breaking up, or so-and-so is screwing so-and-so. Like, that's all gossip. That's why I asked you guys, I said, anybody going to church this Sunday? You better not walk up in there, you're going to burn up. Burn up, that's what my grandmother, Mom Mamie would say. Mom Mamie Cooper, my great-great-grandmother down south. That's what she would have said, you're going to burn up in there. Hades himself may come down and strike down upon you. You know what I mean? Much gossiping and shit we do over here on YouTube and talking about each other, slandering people. That's what we do here. This is the wild, wild west. Anybody disagree, this ain't the wild, wild west here online. This is the wild, wild west. Literally. Crazy, man. I thank all you guys for tuning in with me. I think I'm going to hop up off of here. I hope you enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Make sure you hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. That's Stringer Bell 80 on Cash App. If you do not have Cash App, hit up the PayPal to GoFundMe. Make sure you contribute to that. I'm on here on a daily basis. I have a weekly goal too. We always try to make between 400 to 500. So I know that's chump change, you know what I mean? And I see some many other bloggers getting thousands of dollars or whatever. And in my opinion, I talk about shit sometimes y'all just can't get in the moment. But it always comes to pass, doesn't it? It always comes to pass. I'm not a slow man. I was in the business for a while. I know what I'm talking about. So make no mistake about it. You're not dealing with an amateur. You're not dealing with somebody that's talking out their backside and doesn't know the provisions of what goes on within the music industry and all that stuff, because I do. I want to talk about some shit with Puff. Now, y'all want me to talk about it? Put a yes in the chat room if y'all want me to talk about some shit with Puff real quick. Then I don't even have to upload the video. I can just talk about it real quick and that all makes sense. Y'all want me to talk about it? Put a Y in the chat room if you want to hear me talk about this story about Puff real quick. Y'all might like it. It's about Puff and Mace. Y'all want to hear it or not? She said, I praise the Lord. I praise the Lord when I got up. Now I go into these churches. Trust me, David, you do not want those McDonald's sandwiches. David, you don't want them. They will have you on the toilet. Yeah, and I know. That's why they mess with it. I was like, yo, I am not eating McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. I eat very finicky and weird. Like I say 85% of the stuff I eat is healthy. I regularly eat salad. I regularly eat proteins. My protein this week has been chicken. I got these shaved carb chicken breast things or whatever, majiggies. And you can put them in the microwave, warm them up, whatever. Pour it right over the salad. Throw a little vinaigrette on and I'm good to go. And I mix it with whatever meat I got. I'll do it outside of that or whatever. But literally, I'm like, that's just me. I've been like that for the past couple of years. That's why I shop at Trader Joe's and shit like that. I don't know. That's just me. I'm a health food guy. I like putting certain stuff in my body and exerting from putting other certain stuff. And even though I'm a cigarette smoker, which is horrible, that's that's my poison. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can put it. Everybody's got their poison. If you don't believe that, if you don't believe nothing else, believe that. That is the absolute truth. All right, I'm going to try to wake up here. I want to make sure that you guys hit up the Cash App, contribute to this thing. Nobody wrote a yes. Okay, somebody said yes. All right, so I can go into it. All right, so something that nobody peeped out, I don't know why nobody didn't peep out, was this. At the end of Puff's Billboard Music Award performance, right? And I'm betting that he might do the same shit tonight, all right? He ended up playing More Money, More Problems. Now, a lot of people didn't peep this, but I know how the fuck it thinks. And it either had 1 or 3 narratives to it, okay? 1 or 3 narratives. One, by performing More Money, More Problems, which is probably one of the most popular songs that Mace has ever been on, right? And the fact that I was up at the wall not too long ago and I was showing y'all, hey, this is where Mace filmed the video at and everything like that. That's up at Trump Hotel, International Hotel. It came to me that this like this. It's either one, you're trying to diss him subliminally and just be like, yo, you see, you could have been here. Which is most probable because that's the way fucking Puff get down. Now, the second one could have been, hey, fuck you. I'm performing your song, which is also Puff. And then the third one, which is more possible, is this. Say if there's some, reconciliation that needs to be done. Say if Puff and Mason talked and say we don't know it's public, right? That's a probability too. It's like, you know what, the BET Awards, I'm gonna have one of y'all come out with me. You know what I mean? And make no mistake about it, Puff. The new song is dope, but motherfuckers want to hear those hits. You know that. You know that. Ain't nobody coming to your concert to hear the song that you just put out. They'll listen to it. They'll rock out to it. I've been telling you, instead of trying to do all this other shit, what you need to do and compile together is Money Making Mitch 2 or Last Train to Paris 2. I'm leaning more on Last Train to Paris 2 right now because of the pure simple fact how the single, like I said, a lot of times it ain't the numbers. A lot of times it's the audience reaction for me. You can ride off audience reaction more than you can ride off of likes and all that bullshit. I've learned that here on YouTube. Do not depend on fucking like people just viewing your content. You know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't work like that. It's the likes that actually get your channel suggested. So like I said, can you guys make sure y'all hit the like button? I'm a little tired right now. I've been up or whatever. But I think Pup was dissing the fuck out of Mason in that fucking footage. I really do, and I think it's funny. And that's my opinion. All right, that's my opinion. I think that based off of the fact that I worked for the guy for over 17 fucking years, so makes sense to me. That's how he gets down. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad person for doing that. I think it's actually fucking genius and funny. I really do. But hey man, it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I need to wake up a little bit or whatever because I got to go to the store, and then after that, I got to go home and crawl in my bed and fucking just fuck a pillow. I don't know. Sometime today. Oh my God. I need to eat something. That's my problem. I need to eat some real food. I can't be eating that bullshit. I can't be eating that yak meat. Y'all know what I mean by that yak meat. Give me the kosher diet. Got me eating that yak meat. You know what I'm saying? Eat that shit. I'm dead ass serious too. I do not eat that McDonald's shit. That shit does not, I don't know. That shit does not even agree with me. Like, in no form of fashion whatsoever. Y'all eat McDonald's for breakfast? Y'all eat McDonald's for breakfast? I think that shit would slow you down. Everything they got has got some syrup or some shit like that, or a fucking fake egg, right? It's either got syrup or a fake egg. I swear, everything they serve is like that. Like, that's why I said, nah, I was gonna get the 2 breakfast sandwiches, and I was like, nah, I'm not getting that shit. I know within an hour I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what I mean? And that's just not the move for me. So I don't employ anybody, or I don't encourage anybody to eat McDonald's on a regular basis. That stuff's not good for me. Anyway, all right, guys. Really, I'm getting up off here this time. Once again, $STRINGERBELL, $STRINGERBELL 80. That's Stringerbell 80 at Cash App. Make sure you donate to that. Also, if you don't have Cash App, you're also encouraged to donate to PayPal or to GoFundMe. That's also found in the description box. Make sure y'all throw a couple dollars in. Respect my motherfucking name and my channel, bitch. Lagerfeld, motherfucking Lagerfeld. I'll talk to y'all later.